Welcome to a special episode of Femme Flex Friday, dedicated to one of the most beloved holidays in America, the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
As we gather with family and friends to celebrate the birth of a nation, we often indulge in the classic American traditional foods that have become a staple of this holiday. So, ladies,
yes,
I cooked up some vittles.
I know, this is amazing.
Hamburgers,
yes,
barbecue.
Oh man,
let's see,
ribs,
pie, all the fixins, apple pie, all the traditional foods that we celebrate 4th of July, America's birthday. All right, so guys, don't forget, subscribe and follow. Ladies, let's dig in.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I know, this is impressive.
Yeah, I actually did cook. I grilled the burgers, I grilled the hot dogs.
Wow.
I made the barbecue, grilled the barbecue. I was going to go to Rudy's, but I chose not to. And of course, I'm not making no apple pie.
You made that from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
It's
definitely homemade.
Has anyone here ever made a homemade pie?
I tried.
You have?
Failed miserably.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of pie to make?
Apple pie for sure.
Oh, you make apple pie?
Really?
Also, an apple crumble.
Ooh, that sounds even better.
Yes, you just throw crumble stuff on top.
Can you give me some of the lettuce?
I know, right?
I'm actually not going to do a bun.
I know, so guys think we don't really eat but see, that's cool.
I do.
I'm going to show you how to modify a burger.
Okay.
There's some lettuce, tomato, cheese, mustard, relish.
Thank you.
I grew up eating beans and rice. My dad, he's like, this is the perfect meal, beans and rice.
It's a complete protein.
You have
You're good to go.
Yeah, we have baked beans. So basically, these are the traditions.
There you go.
So tell me, you made those ribs. I've never made ribs before.
We're about to get messy.
What's the deal with ribs?
No, I hope they're pretty good.
What's the
look
secret?
incredible.
What's this? I don't know. And also
I think the secret with ribs, first of all, when you grill, you should not grill the food. It should be room temperature.
Okay.
So you don't want to take it right out of the refrigerator.
Okay.
And put it in. I also will base it with let's see, apple cider vinegar, and then I'll season it.
Apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar first, and then I put. So I have no idea. And the key is on the grill, it usually takes about an hour. Wait, let's see.
The hat.
My hat doesn't fit so well.
We have the
It's the best hat.
We have the Mad Hatter with us on set.
I'm trying to hide my eating,
Let's just
guys. Come on.
You want to try ribs?
Sure.
You eat pork? Some people don't eat pork.
I do.
The hot dogs, they are
These are
beef.
good.
Okay.
Beef hot dogs.
Okay, I'm gonna dig right into these ribs.
Yes.
A burger. I'm gonna try a rib.
The fact that we get to eat and work is like the perfect
These are
day.
so good.
I hope you're okay.
Thank you so much.
I was the one that grilled everything.
You
at
did?
the house. Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
grill.
impressive.
Yeah, so it's like with ribs, it takes
Amazing.
usually about an hour.
I hope you guys are
15 minutes
enjoying
on
this.
one side, 15 on the other, 15 on the
hour?
other side, and 15 on the other. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they're pork. You really want to
Dedication.
cook them. Is it okay? Let me taste. Let me see.
They're great.
Really good. Well, I didn't try the ribs yet, but
If you guys are getting
I
ready,
love seasoning, so maybe have too much.
no, it's good.
So how have your summers been so far?
Oh, great.
hot.
Great. And if you guys are all out here getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July, or maybe you are, already celebrating, I hope that you're watching us and you're enjoying it with us, because we are here for your entertainment.
Yes, right.
We're here to enjoy the 4th of July with all of you. And these are pretty much the staple foods, I would say, that I have at my
The
barbecue.
traditional.
What about you guys?
Yeah.
So I was looking at it. There was something about hot dogs.
Yeah.
about so Nathan's
The hot dog eating contest.
Oh,
we should do that.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Whitney would win that.
So every year on the 4th of July, Nathan's Famous Hot Dogs hosts a hot dog eating contest on Coney Island, New York City. And the current record for men, 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes, and for women's competition, 48.5 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
That's gross.
Wait.
But like some of them throw up. So if you've ever watched it,
dunk them in water.
And then they just like shovel them down. It's the weirdest but funniest thing to ever watch. And now it's just tradition. But and they train for it. There's a documentary that talks about the winner and how he trains for it each year.
Do the math
That's
on that.
quite a talent.
74 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That means how many hot dogs per minute? You guys, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that does not sound
I'd
very
rather
So
just
I
eat like this.
assume it's without the bread, right?
No.
It's with the bread?
That's why they soak it in the water to mash the bread and then
see.
shove it down.
They don't choke on it.
I gotta try some of this potato
Okay,
salad.
here's another interesting fact. 2 former U.S. presidents share a birthday on 4th of July.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Calvin Coolidge, the 30th president, was
Okay.
born on July 4th, 1872, and George W. Bush, the 43rd president, was born on July 6th.
Really?
So they got
26,
a
but it's
real
not the
birthday
4th, I
party
guess.
Yeah.
with fireworks and everything.
There's another very important birthday, not on 4th of July, but July 3rd, when she's watching my cousin Adriana.
Happy birthday!
July 3rd, Adriana, I got you.
Oh,
Happy
that's
birthday,
cute.
Adriana.
She watches us.
Let's see. How about Macy's 4th of July fireworks? Guys, we have fireworks here.
Oh, yeah. We got this in the
Macy's 4th
background.
of July fireworks is one of the largest firework displays in the United States.
Really?
The event takes place in New York City and attracts over 3 million viewers
Wow.
every year.
Okay.
Well, alrighty.
Okay, what about red, white, and blue? Red, white, and blue, the colors of American flag are red, white, and blue, and these colors are often used to decorate for 4th of July.
Thank
obviously.
goodness. I'm glad
And
we have great
win
colors.
You win the competition.
The most obnoxious.
You all watching, let us know who wins the best outfit. All right. We have Camille. We have the tank top and the jeans. The all-American girl over here, right? And the peace signs.
Yeah.
We have Whitney. Of course, you can't not have the Mad Hatter. I think
Yeah.
she has a hat like that for every holiday.
I wish. I'm
Hands
working
down.
on it. Working on it.
And of course, she's a walking American flag. We have Miss Linda Murray with her svelte, beautiful
Oh,
red
yeah.
dress.
My little
Looks rather beautiful on her with her
Yes.
red cheeks.
and the lazy red, white, and blue. Just get a white tank top, and some blue pants,
But look at those red boots.
and you make it work, right? Red,
I
white, blue,
love it.
whatever. So you
I
guys
love it.
judge. Who do you think has the best red, white, and blue outfit?
Comment below. Linda, this is all so good.
I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Now I know it's so good and a whole lot of calories, and we're doing this for the viewers out there because we want to help you to navigate through this fabulous holiday where you can still celebrate and enjoy. So I invited a special guest, and she will be with us
All
on this
right.
upcoming segment. So
Stay
do
tuned
not go
for
away.
her. You gotta see this.
Okay, we are back, and we're all kind of bloated here.
In the best way
Eating
possible.
and having fun and enjoying all of these amazing things that you guys are eating on 4th of
created.
July.
Yes,
them
yes.
too,
I
okay?
created this.
No
Yeah.
judgment zone here.
Yes, but now it's time for an expert to jump in, and there's no one better than our IFBB Pro Fitness superstar, Ryall Graber.
Yay.
Yes, the winner of the Arnold Classic Fitness in 2019. And guys, no one better, the author of How to Eat. Help us out, Ryall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Help us out.
Give us some help.
Did
Yes.
we do okay?
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well,
So,
thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you for having me. And my book is, I put it out into the world to help women learn how to eat, really, to figure it out for themselves. I suffered from, I'm sure as we all have, relationship with food issues and a binge eating disorder. And after intuitively eating to my Arnold title, I really figured out for myself how to eat. So I share in the front section my strategies and my tips, and I make it fun and exciting. It's not too heavy, but it is all science-based. And then the back section has over 125 of my very own
Amazing recipes.
Yeah,
simple,
amazing.
like simple recipes. Like, ladies, I am not a chef by any means.
Really?
That's why.
me.
That's why. I love to cook, but I'm not great at it. So the recipes had to be simple. So they're very, like, once you have your pantry stocked with these things, and most of you will have all these things, it's done. You just have to start combining, and it's simple, fun, and of course, nutritious.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to do this? I mean,
Well, it started.
people always saying, write a book, write a book. I'm like writing a book is easy.
Yeah.
It's not.
How
Oh my
long?
gosh. Well, firstly, if you want to write a book, you have to write a book, because now that it's out, I realized, wow, it was totally worth it. It was a big dream of mine to publish a book. I started on the project like nearly a decade ago, but the book then was a recipe book. And then, of course, a decade later, overcoming eating disorder, hormone imbalance, multiple sports injuries, becoming a mom in my mid-40s. I was like, wow, I got to share all of this. And it evolved into it evolved into a book with recipes. So it really is, that's why I titled it How to Eat, because if you are struggling figuring out how to eat for yourself and what works for you and your own lifestyle, that transition between being a competitor and like everyday life, and how do you not bounce the weight gain and deal with the sugar cravings and the hormone imbalances that come as we get into our 40s and kind of that perimenopause age as well. This is the nuggets I share in there. So
all the subjects we've touched on, menopause and
everything,
being a mom, juggling all of this. So we need your help.
Yeah.
here.
What would you replace a good old fashioned all American hamburger with? The bun, the lettuce, tomato, cheese, the whole 9 yards. Like, how would you facelift this?
Make that healthier. I would just focus on quality beef. Like, try to get the best quality beef that you can get. At the end of the day, I think we've got to all come at this with like balance and moderation, right? Like, you could lettuce wrap the beef. You could go, you can make it tight and light, or you could go with, I'm going to choose to have the bun, but I'm just going to have a really good quality beef. Like, I go with Wagyu if I can.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Right, where you're not like squeezing the fat out of the burger. You feel good, you feel full. Done. It was a success.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that.
What about potato salad? What would you?
I think potato salad.
What's an alternative for potato salad?
Oh my gosh, good old potato salad. So the traditional recipe Linda shared was like the mayonnaise, right? So swapping out your mayo, go with either a half and half avo mayo and Greek yogurt, like a plain low-fat or fat-free.
That's such a good idea.
Or just straight up Greek yogurt too. Like, once you put the salt and pepper in there, well, you don't really notice the difference in like a full-fat mayo if you just salt and pepper it up and you've made a healthy swap.
Wow, that makes sense. I know
that's a really good idea.
This out of all of the meals here, like the first time when I made, I would make potato salad, homemade potato salad on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And when I saw how much mayo, I said, oh my God.
You're like, this is not healthy.
So every time, and I think if you just like actually go and you make potato salad, then you'll say to yourself, every time you see it, you will not just think, oh, because it looks innocent, right?
It looks innocent.
It looks innocent.
Mayonnaise soup.
Mayonnaise soup.
Totally.
And then usually, and if you're eating the deviled egg, there's like 8 whole eggs in there too. So it depends. But yeah.
All right, Ray, what about this? You know me and my sweet tooth. So I'm the dessert pie girl. Help me out, because if I can't eat this,
how do you make
I gotta eat something sweet.
Healthy.
What's a
The
good
apple
4th
pie.
of July nutritious dessert that we
Keep
can
in mind,
Something different.
we're
Just
eating
sweet.
the full-fledged version of all these things right
Yes.
now. So obviously, we
We need
we're not
help.
judging anyone for any
We're not
decision
judging.
making.
We forgot all our nutrition advice.
How could you make apple pie healthy?
Healthier.
Healthier,
I
she
do.
says.
I have a great cobbler recipe, but the dessert recipes in the back are thebomb.com. So check those out, of course. But
Okay.
apple pie, you can just like do a simple swap. So let's not like take calories away from it. Let's look at obviously sugar and gluten perhaps for hormones and gut health and just inflammation in general. So you could swap out your regular flour, do a gluten-free flour or oat flour with a bit of coconut flour to make the consistency a bit better. Like really, it's a super simple swap, and you can
Okay.
just go. You can put the same amount in. It just
Yeah.
makes that a bit healthier, right? And then of course the sugar you'll find. Like Linda just said, in the mayo, in the traditional recipes, the same thing with these sugars we find in all of our traditional recipes, like they've got all this sugar for no reason,
Yeah.
right? So these are recipes just like that.
Do
it's
you
not
use
that sugar.
sweeteners or do you use like real sugar for your recipes?
I use sweeteners. I dive into that. There's a whole bunch on that in the book
cool.
because it can be super overwhelming. And that's like one of the questions my clients always ask. And I get asked a lot on my socials is like, I'm really overwhelmed in the sugar section.
Yeah.
It's like, I have 17 choices and I don't know what to do. So I think sugar is not the enemy, but we should sweet responsibly. Sugars can destroy gut health, and they can also destroy hormone health as we get into that 40, 50 age and cause a surge in our hunger and our satiety hormones like ghrelin and leptin. Those hormones, I know as competitors, we've had those spikes where after a show, all of a sudden you can't stop eating sugar. When you have a bit of sugar, your satiety levels tank from hormones and your hunger goes boom, and all you want is sugar. So I really think choosing either a nutritive sugar, like I like if I'm going to use sugar, like a coconut sugar, which has a lot of nutritional value, or I just go straight up monk fruit,
Yes.
stevia.
Ooh, yeah,
and
I like that.
I was
Yeah.
going to ask about monk fruit.
Monk fruit is like awesome because it mixes easily into drinks, and you don't get that stevia aftertaste, and
Yeah.
it bakes easily as well. And you can, if you get the liquid, you can just dose it how you want to sweeten it. Do watch for the added sugar alcohols, which not the enemy, but they disrupt the lining of our guts. So if you have too much, that's your erythritol, xylitol, anything that ends in that OL. You can't digest those. So if your gut bacteria, your guts can't break that down. So if you eat too much of that in a short window of time, you get really bloated and you might get gas and even like really upset stomach. So a lot of the monk fruit, and I find this in the US and Canada, it's got added sugar alcohol. So you're getting 15, 20% monk fruit, and the rest of that is just a cheap sugar alcohol, or even aspartame or sucralose. So try to buy, Wendy, just the pure monk fruit, pure, like in Mexico here where I'm down in sunny Cancun, we get the pure drops. Really, it's readily available. It's worth the little extra to get that for your guts.
I found I found that monk fruit is actually sweeter than sugar too. So like I will get my monk fruit from like Whole Foods and I'll bake with it. It's a great alternative.
Yeah.
But it can be, if you follow the recipe and says like maybe it calls for a cup of sugar, if you use a cup of monk fruit, it's going to be like
Ultra
really
sweet.
sweet. So you have to kind of learn how to kind of scale it back, and it's not going to be as much.
Yeah, you just can kind of dose it to what your taste like preferences. If you want it pretty sweet, but you're right, it's like I think it's many times more sweet than real sugar, so that can it gets really sweet. But those are some great options. And dates, like
I love dates.
Do you eat dates? I never ate dates as a competitor, and I don't
do.
now. I'm like,
I just keep like a bag in my fridge, and I just
Aren't they
grab
prunes, or is that no?
Like prunes, isn't a prune family?
them. Prune is a plum. Dates are date. like the date fruit is
totally different.
from-
they're different fruit.
Yeah.
Hey,
Really?
Dates
Who
are like
knew?
kind of like looks like little fingers.
They're so good.
really?
I love
Oh,
Dates
wow.
like little
I love to have
fingers?
a couple as a snack. Like after I work out, I'll just grab a couple from my fridge. I know I'm so random, or I cut them up sometimes and put them in my salad.
Oh wow.
Oh, that salad, that sounds
Hey,
good.
that's kind of cool. Fun.
Yeah, they're
Very good.
sweet and chewy. They add great texture
Yes.
if you want something a little chewy. And then if you like, I'll cut like the big medjool dates, the big ones in half, and then put a little bit of nut butter on there, and
Ooh.
done. Like you just satisfied, and you've had like your sweet treat, but it's actually you haven't had any sugar. You just feel the fat and the sugar from the date. Like done. I'm
Yeah.
good. Walk away. You know.
Nice.
That sounds good right now.
Have any of you dieted through?
Have you dated?
Have you dated?
I'm sure you're on a date, but were you
Maybe once a
dieting
date.
through July 4th?
Oh yeah.
Have you had to diet? Yeah.
So like when
yes, actually I have.
when I ate my burger, I took off the bun and I just had lettuce. So I let
Right.
it wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're dieting and you're at a party and you have all this amazing food, you can still partake.
Yeah.
And just kind of simply modify it, but still get the same flavors and be social.
Yeah.
You know?
I did once, and I didn't have any of these tips, so I was just angry. And moody.
Yeah,
I was like, well, you guys enjoy the holiday then, because I'm not.
Yeah. I've like had kind of an evolution of how I feel like around, events like this. When I'm close to a show, I don't know, I just get so focused that I just don't, I'm like my mind is just like in a different place. I could be
Yeah.
around food and people say, oh, I'm so sorry, I know you're dieting. I'm like, I'm just so focused on what I'm trying to do, but that wasn't always the case. When
Yeah.
I first started competing, I had all the beginner issues where, the newbie issues, right? Where you get angry when other
Yeah,
people
that was me.
you feel like you're missing out on everything. You think that like they're never going to make apple pie ever again after you're done.
Yes.
That's the
It's
last
going to
one.
disappear off the
None of
face
things
of
are
the
going to
earth.
exist once you can have
Yes.
it. And I think that over time, that kind of is how I say to myself, there's going to be apple pie in a month. It's not going to go anywhere. It'll still be there when I want it.
Yeah.
And then when I can have it, that's actually when I don't really even super enjoy this stuff all the time. Once in a while, but if when I can have it, it doesn't feel good. Like you were saying with like the date and the peanut
Yeah.
butter, or the almond butter, whatever you have with it together, that makes you feel good. It's energetic. It's nutritious versus something that you're going to eat it and it'll last 2 seconds that you enjoy it and then it makes you feel like crappy.
Totally. I think, Wendy, that like really ties into that, you're an experienced competitor speaking about like we've all been, whether we know it or not, we've all been programmed to like decondition and cut our heads off from our bodies, right? And as an experienced competitor and going through this, or someone who's practicing more this connection, right?
Yeah.
Like athletes, we've lost this connection, a lot of us, and we kind of leave our food choices up to an app or a tracker, and we really have no clue how to eat. After competition, it's like, now what do I do? I mean, this was me at the beginning. I suffered a lot with like binge, right, off, on. But learning mindful eating, it's truly like, it's your Mac Daddy tool in life. And I mean, there's so much great, like studies show when we cultivate a daily practice of mindful eating, we can like reduce our stress, emotional eating, and you will rarely binge eat. Like if you've mastered this stuff, and it's not hard, it takes practice. Just like if you're training for a competition, it's going to take you time, it's going to take energy, but I really teach the principles of mindful eating by increasing your awareness and around your feelings with food, like you just said. I use a food scale system, so it's actually really easy. It's like a numbered system. I use a numbered system to gauge hunger, satiety, satisfaction, and food awareness.
Whoa.
So between meals, if we look at hunger, you would just start to gauge how you're feeling. Am I hungry? Am I not hungry? Am I maybe just thirsty? And assess where your hunger is at. When you start to feel 6, 7 on a hunger, then eat, right? Eat. You need to eat. You don't want to get to a 10 and you're hangry, and you also don't want to be stuffing yourself full of food when you're full. So learning how to really monitor hunger cues, satiety, where we eat slowly and we chew thoroughly. We stop eating when we're full, like we're not just.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want
too
to get
much.
back into that. I want you to talk more about mindfulness. We're going to take a quick break and come back with Ryall Graber and helping us to be mindful and, maneuvering through 4th of July and eating.
holidays, yes.
Yay!
All right, we are back with Ryall Graber, and she's helping us to maneuver through 4th of July, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's pick it up.
Thanks, Ryall.
Yeah.
Look at those muscles.
So you were talking about mindfulness and the system that you use to teach us in the book on how to be mindful.
Yeah, mindfulness.
Yes, how to be mindful. We have to learn, and it's a process, but it's really the way I've learned it and broken it down to teach it to my clients is the simplest way to do it. So we touched on hunger, we touched on satiety, so eating slowly and just chewing, and actually you don't even realize sometimes you're just sitting, you're just eating really fast. Like just hold up, put the fork down. At a 4th of July party, you can socialize, but just kind of check in with yourself a little bit. Like, how am I feeling pretty like satiated? Am I feeling pretty good? Because if you're feeling good, then just stop. When you are comfortable full, that 7, again, on a scale of 1 to 10, where do we gauge this? Then you are good. And another really cool tip with that, new research actually shows that if we eat the constituents of a meal in a certain order, we can reduce the glucose spike of the meal by 75% simply by changing the order in which we eat our food.
I read that.
Oh, good.
Yes.
And
Elaborate.
Yes,
I
elaborate.
just read
What's the
about this,
order?
too.
Give us the juice. Give us the details.
It's super cool, right? Like that's a really cool tip, because if you put that into action and you're at a party, you're at the 4th of July party, then just think about order in how you eat. So, and even like around a boost meal or a cheat meal, refeed, whatever you're calling that meal, or you're out post competition, just the correct order. So basically you're not changing what you eat, you're just simply changing the order in which you eat it. So the correct order is vegetables first, so your fiber, then proteins and fats, then your carbs and your sugar last, which is like less inflammation, better hormone balance, better aging when we don't have those big glucose spikes. And it makes sense as well, because you're going to tend to feel more satiated from the fiber. You're not going to gorge yourself on, that apple pie that is staring at you across the table, right?
So I have a question real quick, Rye, because this book, I have a copy at home, and I was explaining to them too, like the amount of recipes you have in this book, it's unreal. I mean, and everything from appetizers, main courses, desserts. So obviously anyone who has any desire to be in the kitchen needs to get this book, number one. But number two, I'm curious, like you said, 125 recipes. What are some of your top favorite recipes in this book? Your own personal favorites.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Just a
That's
think
a
on
great
this one.
question.
Top three.
Top three. Well, yeah, these have come to fruition over like years, and I've worked with multiple chefs on my wellness retreats. You know that we have chefs come in and we do custom meals. So I'm not a chef, but the chefs give me tips, right, on how to make these taste good, and then I add my nutritional touch to things. So I love myself the protein pancakes. They're just gotta be done.
Oh yeah, love those.
Breakfast, right? The banana cottage cheese protein pancakes are also super satisfying.
Oh yeah,
They're the best. Yeah.
I never had cottage cheese pancakes.
Well, they're kind of gooey, like they look a little bit
Oh, it looks
like that's
good. I didn't
super
see
moist.
that.
Yeah.
But the gooey part is the good part. Like all the photos are our own. So that's my photography. So the photo, this is how they really look.
Yeah.
So those are super satisfying. And then on my gosh, I'm like Wit. We love our sugar. Definitely check out, I mean, all the desserts I like, they've been meticulously crafted over, like going back to the drawing board with my chef. How can we make this better? I need less fat. I want this. They're not low calorie, but they have to be calorie wise.
Yeah.
And we have to be focused on healthy ingredients. So my favorite is probably the salted tahini bars.
Oh, yum.
It
looks good.
Okay.
They're
I'm
so
gonna
good.
tell you,
So-
these photos are amazing.
Yes.
They come to life in here.
I think it's important to point out, though, there's so much more than just recipes in this book. It's more about how to embrace overall lifestyle. And it's almost kind of like you put your life into this book, and eating is a big part of it. But there's more to it than just recipes. It's incredible.
Well, thank you. Yes, it's exactly. I struggled. I mean, I struggled so much over the course of a 13-year athletic career, 45 professional competitions, and it was like this on, off. And I'm also a coach myself, so it's very difficult. You know, I'm coaching clients and I'm struggling myself. And that's what's in that front section. Like, if you are someone who you're just on or off the diet and you're really struggling and haven't found something that works for you, pick up the book and just that front section, dive in with your sticky notes. And there's so much goodness in there that's current. Like I said, it's all evidence-based, but I make it fun and simple and really easy to read. And you just start slowly like trying new things. You've got to, when it comes to how to eat, like, we're all eating, Wendy, you're eating differently than I am, even as a competitor, right? Our bodies are all very unique and different. So you have to figure out what works for you as an athlete, but also just in like everyday life. Like now I'm just eating to thrive and be super mom. And I want to balance my hormones and I want to have a lot of energy and I want to be like no brain fog, you know? So these are recipes that help me overcome my disordered eating and come off all of my medication with, I mean, I had a very severe, every hormone I had crash on me after the 2016 Arnold tour. I had to step off from the Olympia stage that year. We competed on every continent and I ran my body into the ground. So that is literally 15 years of like wisdom.
That's
that
when I met you. I think it was at Supermodel Sunday in 2016. I had no idea you were going through all that. I remember you did like a flips on the stage and everything. We did it's like a live photo shoot. You look great, but I know sometimes it's how you feel. Whatever you're going through.
I came out and I didn't want to miss the Olympia, but I was struggling, and if I can help someone else figure this out, you know, really once you master it, I have, I've successfully coached over 1,000 people as of last year in my like almost 2-decade career of coaching, create, you know, healthier relationships with food and really just thrive in life, right, ladies? Like at the end of the day, like it's not a diet. There are no good or bad foods. We just want to enjoy life and feel our best as we age well. So.
Yes. That was so well said. Yeah, just perfect, right on point. I mean,
Supermom nailed it.
Yeah.
People don't realize, and it's like what you said. It's like you know, it's not about calories. It's not like you were like, oh, okay, trying to put something together to eat like a bird or to eat like foods that don't have flavor. Right? And so we've all like trained through holidays and and survived, you know, and people think that we walk around and we do not.
We drink water and eat cucumbers.
And when you have a burger, like I eat burgers, but to be honest, I'm not that crazy about the bread. So if I have like the lettuce and the tomato and a really nice good beef, that burger is amazing. I don't have to have, isn't it amazing?
You're good to go. Yeah.
It's amazing, and that's what people need to know. And I love the tip that you gave about the eating backward, like not eating backward, but the
order of
fibrous carbs and eating the carbs last, because you're right. If I eat the carbs last, like by that time, because that's where the bad stuff for me is.
Well, when you go to like a nice restaurant and you have like maybe a 4 or 5 course meal, it is in that order. You have start with the salad, and then you might get your meat, and you can pick out a side, and then the dessert is last. So it's kind of like
Or even sometimes, like if they do bring out the bread, and I love the bread at restaurants, ask them to bring it out later. And believe it or not, half the time you won't even eat it.
Yeah.
Because you're full.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
It's hard for
if
me.
I'm at a restaurant, the first thing I want is the bread.
Yeah.
But that is the worst, right? That's the trigger. Like you show up at the restaurant, and if you haven't, I always talk about putting a strategy in place, like your July 4th strategy, your eating out strategy, like what you're doing, right? But if you show up hungry,
You're in trouble.
Actually, that's a good point. Yeah.
Game over.
that bread, it drops on the table. Like, and people think that that's not hard for us because we have it figured out. And it's like, that is still hard. Like, that, like you really have to go, okay, this is I'm not having any, or I'm going to portion it. Or like Whit said, have it come, ask them to bring it at the end. Yeah. Just control yourself. And you really got to like your discipline, flex that willpower.
Flex that discipline.
Yes.
I love
Wendy,
it.
yours are looking a little bigger than mine these days.
I don't know about that. Yours look pretty good.
Yeah, it's big. It really is. Yeah.
But
So awesome.
another really, I think, cool tip for women is the week before your menstrual cycle, our progesterone.
Oh, yeah.
It naturally raises, right? And that's directly related to metabolic rate spiking up. And it impacts all of us so differently. So if you've been in a deficit and you've been really low carb or even cut carbs, and then that's the week before your cycle, that progesterone goes boom and your metabolic rate goes boom and your hunger is completely out of control. So you really need to track your cycle, ladies. I wish I would have known this sooner. Like I didn't work with someone who understood this. Track your cycle, plan your carbs around right before you're having your cycle. And it's just a great way. You can adjust your calories from fats and even bump your carbs a bit. And you are going to feel so much better moving through that time instead of like, how did I just, I slipped, right? I slipped and it got out of control. So eating for hormones is eating for your cycle. It's so different for women than it is for men. So those are just some little tips you can apply. It takes time and it takes time to sit down and do this stuff, but you can learn so much about yourself and so much about your body. And of course, if you're starting this in your 20s, your 30s, by the time you're in perimenopause, menopause, you're mastering this. Like you're not going to it's going to be the best time of your life if you've got this figured out, right? So,
right on. Thank you again so much.
You're amazing, right?
Where can we find your book? Because I want to buy your book and I don't know where to go.
Well, thank you. You can head over to my website, ryallgraber.com, or you can just go straight to Amazon and you can put in my name, Ryall Graber, as the author. It comes up, it's available in paperback or hardback, or the digital download is on my website, comes to you immediately in your inbox.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So
Good job.
Yep.
Good job, Ryall. This is awesome. I know, right?
Yeah. She's a
Thank you for the
badass.
support and the opportunity to share.
Yeah, we're family here, and I thank you for helping us all navigate through the holidays, navigate through life, and guys, support right now.
Go get her book. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, and happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. Life is
Happy 4th.
follow.